Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that every car on earth has disappeared. No buses, no trains, no motorcycles, no elevators, and no escalators. If you wanted water, you walked. If you wanted food, you walked. If you wanted to visit a friend, you walked. For almost all of human history, this wasn't imagination, it was simply life. So here is the question: did our ancestors stay healthier because they exercised more or because they never stopped moving? Let's travel back in time and find out. When we imagine ancient civilizations, we often picture magnificent buildings, Roman roads, Greek temples, Egyptian pyramids. But we rarely stop to think about something much simpler: how people actually moved. There was no gyms, no treadmills, no fitness apps, no smartwatches counting every step. Movement wasn't something people planned for 1 hour in the evening. It wasn't another task to check off a list. It was simply life. A farmer walked across his fields from sunrise until sunset. A merchant crossed crowded marketplaces carrying baskets filled with goods. Children spent their days running, climbing, playing outdoors. Craftsmen stood for hours shaping wood, carving stone, or making pottery by hand. Even something as ordinary as collecting water often meant walking long distances while carrying heavy clay pots. Nobody woke up and asked, "Should I exercise today?" Because movement wasn't a choice, it was survival. And perhaps that's the biggest difference between their world and ours. Now, think about your own day. From the moment you wake up, how often do you actually move? Many of us drive to work, sit at a desk, take an elevator, sit through meetings, drive back home, then relax on the sofa. And somewhere between all of that, we try to squeeze in 1 hour of exercise, almost as if we are trying to undo an entire day's inactivity. Our ancestors lived very differently. They rarely exercised in the way we think about it today. Instead, they simply kept moving. They walked to the market, carried water, worked in the fields, climbed hills, gathered firewood, squatted while cooking, stood while working, then did it all again the next day. Not for an hour, not for 30 minutes, but little by little throughout the entire day. Today, researchers sometimes describe this as identical movement, the small movements that naturally happen while simply living. And perhaps that's one of the biggest habits modern life quietly took away from us. Maybe the healthiest movement was never meant to feel like exercise at all. And then researchers discovered something even more surprising. Some of the world's longest lived communities still move in surprisingly similar ways. Let's travel to one of those places, Okinawa, a small island in Japan that has fascinated scientists for decades. Because this wasn't just an ancient way of life. In some parts of the world, it still is a special exercise routine or maybe some hidden genetic advantage. But what they found was far more simpler. People didn't spend hours trying to stay active. They simply built movement into everyday life. An elderly woman walked into her garden every single morning. She bends down, plants vegetables, pulls weeds, stands up, and walks a little farther. An older man cycles slowly to visit a friend instead of driving. Neighbors stroll to each other's homes to share tea, conversations, and laughter. Daily chores become daily movement. Shopping, gardening, cooking, cleaning, walking, standing, repeating small movements again and again and again. Movement wasn't scheduled. It wasn't something people forced themselves to do. It was simply part of life. And maybe that's the connection history has been quietly trying to show us. From ancient Greece to ancient Rome to Okinawa, the patterns kept repeating. Not because people were chasing fitness, but because their everyday lives required them to move. So perhaps the real question isn't how can I exercise more? Maybe it's how can I build more movement into the life I already have? Because history suggests that might be where the real lesson begins. So, what can we actually learn from all this? History isn't asking us to give up our cars or throw away modern technology. The lesson is much simpler. For thousands of years, people didn't move because they wanted to stay fit. They moved because life required it. Today, many of us have designed lives that require almost no movement at all. We drive instead of walking. We take elevators instead of stairs. We order food instead of visiting the market. Then we wonder why 1 hour at gym sometimes doesn't feel like enough. Perhaps the problem isn't that we exercise too little. Perhaps we simply move too little. History didn't reward the hardest workouts. It rewarded small moments repeated every single day. Walking to a friend, climbing a hill, carrying groceries, working in a garden, playing with children. Tiny moments that slowly become a lifetime of movement. And maybe that's the forgotten habit we have been searching for all along. At the beginning of this journey, I asked you to imagine a world without cars. A world where every errand, every visit, every chore began with a few steps. For our ancestors, that wasn't an experiment. It was simply life. Maybe the greatest lesson history offers isn't that we need more exercise. Maybe we simply need more reasons to move. Because sometimes the smallest habits repeated every day shape our lives far more than the biggest changes we make once in a while. Now I am curious, how often do you choose to walk when you could easily drive? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And in our next journey through the history of longevity, we will uncover another forgotten habit, one that begins before the very first bite of food. For thousands of years, people around the world rarely ate from sunrise until much later in the day. Why? We will find out next time. Until then, remember, sometimes the future of health is hidden in the lessons of history.